Ladies and gentlemen, sit back, relax, and enjoy the antics of one of Australia's funniest comedy duos, Novak and Good.
Our act tonight is not expensive, though we may be quite offensive to the victors, nuns and those who are at home. It might get rude a little bit if you're upset by the word shit. Here's your chance to quickly fuck off. No one left and all they should. Who said that we're Novak and Good? The police have asked us not to be too blunt. We'll probably use unsavory words. A cock and fanny fart turd. But rest assured we will not mention. I can't say that word. The fourth word, M-U-N-T. Meaning woman. It's a aunt. Aunt. I don't believe it. I don't believe it either. Bruiser. I think it says mumble on the front. Thanks, Bruiser. Morning, Dave. Here we come, walking down the street, short hair and suits on, but we must look neat. Hey, we're the Mormons! No, we're not. Ladies and gentlemen, that was a false start. Good evening, let me introduce ourselves. I'm Derwin Novak. And I'm Wilbur Good. And of course, together we're Novak and Good. As the evening wears on, ladies and gentlemen, we're Novak and Better. But providing everybody's got broad minds, you've got no fucking worries. Ladies and gentlemen, what tonight is all about, of course, is a celebration of the fact that we're in our 21st year. And what we're going to do tonight is pay a tribute to all those musical influences that have helped us develop into this wonderful Tasmanian icon, this beautiful singing duo. And tonight we'd like to do a tribute. I think the first one, Mr. Good, would be to Mr. John Denver. Mm-hmm. This is our impersonation of Mr. John Denver. He had a few good hits, didn't he, mate? The last one was the Pacific Ocean. They tell me he was on drugs at the time, mate. Yeah, uppers and downers, and the last one was Smack. And mate, look, I know we haven't got many instruments here tonight, but I managed to rustle up a vital piece of equipment for the orchestra. And some more orchestra members? Yeah, you got, mate? Eddie will bring her on now. Hang on, mate, that's a bloody Ralph magazine. No, she's one of the horn section. Ladies and gentlemen, that's what we call in show business an opener. And it wasn't a very good one. Last night, no, it was the night before, it was Wednesday night. Wednesday night, time flies when you're having fun. Wednesday night, we worked at a strip show, not that we do very often, and all the ladies took off their clothes, didn't they, Mr. Good? They used to do at strip shows, mate. Yeah, they do. And but one particular lady, she took off all her clothes and she proceeded to open a twist-top bottle of beer with a certain part of her anatomy. It was a terrible act. She had an interesting opener, didn't she, mate?
And when we were leaving the venue, I happened to be in the lift as she was going to her room, and I actually bumped her in the breast with my elbow, and I said, "Oh, excuse me, if your heart's as soft as your breast, you'll forgive me." And she said, "If your dick's as hard as your elbow, I'm in room 202.
They're gonna put me in the movies. They're gonna make a big star out of me. We'll make a film about a man who's bad and bony. All I'm gonna do is pornography. Well, I bet you I'm gonna be a big star. Might win an Oscar, you can never tell. The movie's gonna make me a big star. And I'll show my private parts so well. Well, I hope you come and see me in the movies. Then I know that you will plainly see the biggest tool that ever hit the guitar. For all I'm gonna do is pornography. There goes my baby with someone new. She thought she might try the movies too. That's why I'm angry, it's so absurd. She's making porno with another bird. Try by love, bisexuality. Try making love with me. Try by my love, try by. Try by love, bisexuality. Try making love with me. Try by my love, try by. Try by my love, try by. Try by my love, try by. Yes, thank you very much, culture lovers. Look, that was a pretty ropey start tonight, for which I will apologise, but we did have a slight accident getting here, didn't we, Mr. Good?
We did.
I'm actually driving down Bathurst Street tonight. I accidentally ran over a lady, a very large lady, wasn't she?
Mate, she was that fat to be like sticking your window, a cock out the window and fucking the world.
Suffice to say she was large, mate.
Very large, mate.
She had her arms full of parcels, stepped down front, I tried to brake, stopped, no, knocked her over. The cop from the traffic branch came up, took one look, he said, "Why didn't you go round her, Mr. Novak?" I said, "I didn't have enough bloody petrol." I was feeling pretty good until then. I went to the doctor yesterday. I said, "Doc, I'm feeling great. I just lost 150 pounds of excess ugly fat." He said, "Have you been on a diet, Mr. Novak?" I said, "No, I got a divorce."
And the legal firm's name was Shunt Brunt Hunt, who came
You know, I got married again, well, not all that long ago, in fact, a couple of months, mate. I'd like to sing you the story of my honeymoon. We got married in June, then we went on a honeymoon. Then I kissed her and said, "Let's go up to bed, side by side." She took the paint off her face, then her eyelashes not in place. Then she took off her hair, put it on the chair, side by side. She took out her dentures, then out came a false pair. 1, 2, plus the bit for my adventures, and placed them on the chair. 'Twas now I started to beg, then she screwed off her wooden leg. Then so I slept on the chair, there was more of her there, side by side.
My goodness, look at the gut there. There's a few beers in there, aren't there?
Yeah, I could say, actually my brother Reggie said to me today, he said, "Mr. Novak, if that gut were on a woman, she'd be pregnant." I said, "Listen, Reggie, it has been and she is."
Shane Johnson's here tonight. I can tell what a bloody big deal it is.
I saw Shane over at New Sydney getting charged. Shane was a great footballer.
He was a good
He was good, and he looked after his body, gone to the pack a bit now.
Yeah, he smoked down.
But to go with that good body, Shane Johnson used to work out every day. I mean, he was a fireman. He used to work out.
I'll work out.
Yeah, okay. But to go with that body, ladies and gentlemen, what you don't know about Mr. Shane Johnson is he's got an all-over suntan. And to get this, it's got a few little sort of tribulations along the way, and this is Shane's story. I woke up this morning, the sun was shining sunshine. Now listen, I've learned, with living in the sunshine, it hurts to get sunburned. So I went to a doctor, and this is what he said: to flash your thing in summer, you deserve having your head red. I got my thing in the sunshine. Now a lesson I've learned, with your thing in the sunshine, it hurts to get sunburned.
And this is the bit that Shane really liked.
They gave him a tube of ointment and said to rub it on. Enjoyed that so much he'll rub it, even when the sunburn's gone. I got my thing in the sunshine. Now a lesson I've learned, with your thing in the sunshine, it hurts to get sunburned. Good old Shane.
But Shane's no slouch. He might have been hit in the head with an aeroplane just a moment ago, but he knows that when you burn something, you have to put something cold on it, mate. So he raced home, opened up the fridge, got out a glass of milk and dropped his old fella into it. Just his wife, Julie, walked in. She said, I've always wondered how you filled that back up. Hang on, whoa.
I'm sorry, Shane. I mean, this is not the colour of our act at all. We're a very suave and sophisticated singing duo.
I thought we were suave and constipated, mate. Although we're going to give one or two of the shits tonight, aren't we?
Bloody yobbo.
You fuck.
Born and bred at Queenstown.
You fucking idiot.
I mean, bloody IQ of a bloody breathalyzer reading, that's what. I mean, bloody Queenstown. My mum said, if you pull a face like that and the wind changes, you're going to be ugly for life.
Don't say the word fucking warm.
Prick. The other night when we were out, I got home early. The trouble is, if I get home early, my missus thinks I'm after something. If I get home late, she thinks I've already had it. Nothing at all compared to me yobbo, mate. You better tell him your story, Mr. Good.
I got home as business apparent as usual. Couldn't find the front door, but anyway, I managed to get myself inside and went up into the bedroom, and I pulled back the bedclothes, snuggled up beside her, and I tapped her on the shoulder, and she said, you can cut that out. So I did. Funny looking fucking thing, isn't it? That's it, isn't it, mate?
Yours, oh yeah.
I'm glad you said that. I thought I was in the wrong bloody house for a minute.
Yeah, right. Anyway, listen, Queenstown, what did you find to do around at Queenstown?
I used to do a lot of hunting and rooting, mate.
Rubbish. What would you find to hunt around at Queenie?
Something to root.
Stephen Gill's a bit of a piss pot. Stephen.
Down by the booze bus, the young copper stands with the breathalyzer in his thin bony hands. He pulls the driver over for a nice friendly chat and sees a lady cop and says, I'm gonna blow it out. Hang on!
Sorry, too much information, Mr. Good. Donald Duck went into a chemist the other day and asked for a condom, and the chemist said, certainly, Mr. Duck, shall I put it on your bill? He said, what do you think, I am a bloody dickhead or something? As I said, ladies and gentlemen, tonight is a tribute to all those musical influences over the last 21 years of our lives. One of them was Sandy Shaw, and here's our tribute to Sandy Shaw. I wonder if one day that you'll say that you care. If you say you love me madly, I'll gladly be there like a tampon on a string.
I woke up one morning, mate, with a string hanging out of me mouth.
Too much information I don't want to know.
It was only a tea bag. And you know what they call tampons in Germany?
No, Mr. Good.
Twat stickers.
All right. Country music, big influence on our lives. Here's an example. Well, everybody's going out and having some lonesome blues. The doctors had a look and said it's only ruse. It'll keep this up by my double line, you see. Oh, lonesome me was feeling pretty droll, so I bought a rubber doll. She was my bride and I became her groom. But I swore and spat and cursed when the valley burst. She farted around and around the bloody room. Well, there must be some way I can lose these lonesome blues. The doctors had a look and said it's only bruise. If I keep this up by my double line, you see. Oh, lonesome me. Join in if you want. Oh, lonesome me. Come on, country fans. Oh, lonesome me. Yeehaw! Oh, wow. Thank you. There's nothing like good old country music.
Yep, and that was nothing like good old country music. We're going to do a little bit of traditional music, you know, some bit of Irish stuff.
Yeah, from the motherland and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Another big influence.
Motherland.
Thank you. I wonder why you're on the hill, Maggie, when you never let me on board. Your headaches are making me ill, Maggie. It's almost 6 months since I scored. Got myself a crying, talking, shove my stalking, blow up dog. What? It's a new one on the market, let me fucking blow up dog. No! She's got sexy eyes, big tits and a really massive hairy mole. Now big knee, ring gyrate, blow up dog. Just look at her mutt. Oh, what? Sorry.
Teacher at school said to the children, let's go out on the schoolyard today, children, and one at a time you'll run up to the other end of the schoolyard, turn around and yell out your favourite farmyard sound. So Johnny says, can I go first, teacher, because I'm off the farm? So she says, okay, Johnny, where you go to? Races right up the under the scuttle in the school ground, turns around and says, get off the fucking tractor!
My good friend Prince Charles has just arrived in Monty, you know. He came down for the hunt, Longford, and when I met Charles, because he and I went to Timbertop together, of course. I met Charlie at the airport, and he's wearing
Fucking wanker, isn't he?
He's wearing a hat made out of fox skin. And I said, Charlie, what are you doing with that on your head? And Charlie said, well, I said to Mother, I was going to Launceston, Tasmania, and she said, wear the fox hat. Ladies and gentlemen, we interrupt this show tonight to bring you an urgent news flash from the 936 ABC Tasmanian newsroom. Earlier today, Mr. Wesley Wiley streaked through the annual Hobart Methodist Church flower show. One old lady in attendance had a stroke, another wasn't quick enough.
But Wes's efforts didn't go in vain, however. He was awarded first prize for the best dried arrangement.
The world's underwater endurance record was broken today when an Australian, Mr. Harold Holt, walked ashore at Bondi Beach.
Oh, yeah, Harold. Athens police are on the outlook for a necrophiliac. Apparently his name is George Fuckakarkas.
And he's no relation to Johnny X. At the university, they've discovered there's absolutely no similarity between the Australian cricket team and Mrs. Pixie Skase. Apparently Pixie won't be coming back to Australia with the Ashes.
And the University of Tasmania have found out there is no difference between having a root with a pit bull terrier and 1 centimetre peanut and 1 centimetre peanut, because you can't fuck with both of them, can you, mate? Either of them or any of them.
Just ask Dr. Quill.
Yeah.
Researchers at the University of Tasmania have found out that there's absolutely no difference between cyclones and wives, fellas. Apparently when they first come, they're both wet and wild. When they go, they usually take your bloody house with them.
They've also discovered there's no difference between bungee jumping and having a root with a prostitute. Apparently it lasts about 2 minutes, costs about $200, and if the rubber breaks, you're dead.
Tragedy struck in Ipswich, Queensland today when the entire library of Miss Pauline Hanson was destroyed by fire. Miss Hanson said tonight she was really distressed to have lost both her books. But even more pissed off because she hadn't finished colouring the second one in yet.
And scores are just a hand from the South African Soccer League Grand Final. Uganda 8, Ethiopia didn't.
The world's shortest marriage occurred in China today, where after just 12 minutes the bride went back to peeking and the groom went back to wanking. Shane's been there.
And yesterday afternoon, our beloved Prime Minister walked into the parliamentary barroom with a frog on his head in the bum and said, "Where'd you get that from?" And the frog said, "I don't know, it started out as a wart on me fucking ass."
The old mate here is worried about his receding hairline, aren't you, Wilbur? So we went up to town, went into Sir's hairpiece was not fitted with one of those new wigs. I've got to tell the story, mate. So here's the old kid with his brand new wig, picks up a Sheila, thinking he's pretty suave, takes her to the movies. They get in this bloody boring movie. You've got to picture this. He gets into a fond, passionate embrace, and the bird he's with knocks his wig off. So here's old Wilbur Good, groping around the darkened cinema searching for this bloody thing, and his hand found its way to somewhere it shouldn't have ought to be. And the bird he's with says, "Oh, Wilbur, that's it. And old Mr. Good said, "No, it isn't. Mine was parted on the side." I know, I was sitting behind him. That's a thought too. Do you know why women prefer older gynecologists?
No, mate.
Don't know why I thought of that.
I don't think that was very funny.
Well, we have been together since 1981. We haven't meant to harm, but geez, we've had a lot of fun. Your neighbourhood's Novak and Good is coming down your street, searching for that one last thing to make our lives complete. Ooh, we are looking for an info who doesn't mind to share. Looking for an info, I think there's one down there.
Where, mate?
Just down here, mate.
Oh, hello, little info. Have you ever run into a tree, darling? If you haven't, what about a root?
Should I tell her, Mr. Good, that my nickname used to be Pogo? If you ever want to jump on my stick, yeah.
Oh, I think I'm related to her, mate. I can see a bit of me in her.
We think we've found our nympho. She's lovely, isn't she? Another great influence on our lives, ladies and gentlemen, have been the wonderful, wonderful musicals that have graced our country over the last 20 or 30 years. These, of course, will have to change as we all grow older, and we'd like to give you just a modest example of what we mean.
This is real poofy stuff, isn't it? Softly, gently, filling up my undies.
Sister Bentley only comes on Sundays.
That cannot be right, for it's only Tuesday night, and my bed's already half filled up with shite.
The rest is filled with mucus of the night. Get on with us, fellas. It's not only our 21st birthday, though. You've got another big event today, haven't you?
Yeah, mate, got the 10th welding anniversary.
10th anniversary. Going to do anything special, Mr. Good?
Yeah, mate. You know, last year I went for the 9th. I took the missus up to Surfers Paradise.
Yeah, what are you going to do this
Oh,
year?
yeah, for the 10th I thought I'd go and bring her back again. And, mate, You know, little Johnny bloody found a frog on the way to school yesterday morning.
Did he?
Yeah, and he took it he went into the teacher and he said, look, teacher, he said, I found a dead frog on the way to school this morning. She said, how do you know it was dead? And he said, I pissed in its ear. And she said, I beg your pardon. He said, yeah, I went down on my knees and I went, psst, psst, psst.
Lady was walking by a passive porch and there's an old chap sitting on the porch, rocking chair, but he's as happy as Larry, and she went up to him and she said, excuse me, old man, but you seem to be really, really happy. Could you give me the secret of a long, happy life? He said, well, dear, I smoke 3 packets of cigarettes a day, go through a case of whiskey a week, I always eat fatty food, and I've never, ever exercised. She said, that's remarkable. How old are you? He said, 26. From our childhood. I'm really not into voyeurism, but my neighbour is just 23. When her boyfriend comes round here for a visit, through her open curtains I see her crutch doing doggy in the window. We had to put it in, didn't we? I shouldn't have been swayed. 2 little boys, 5, 6 years old, were standing at a urinal having a little wee, and one little boy looked over at the other and said, yeah, what happened to your willy? The first little boy said, I was circumcised, wasn't I? He said, what does that mean? He said, well, when I was 2 days old, the doctor cut a bit of skin off the end of it. The first little boy said, gee, did it hurt? He said, bloody oath it did, I couldn't walk for 10 months. Another great influence on our lives was the Rolling Stones. These days, what are they called, Mr. Good?
The Strolling Bones.
That's it, that's it. Our Rolling Stones family.
I met a girl, we had a bell last night after we left the restaurant. And later on we got undressed, you might have guessed I got everything that I want. But now in bed I think I'm gonna heave, I think I'm gonna knock that down. Like suction cups, she's bucking, I'm finding it bloody hard to breathe. I said, hey, you, get off of my face! When the sun beats down, it makes the girls remove their clothes. And you see what they've got beneath their flimsy tops and pantyhose. Under my board shorts, something has grown. Cause it's getting sweaty, but chill with some skin and bone. Under my board shorts, round from my moon. Under my board shorts, is to wrinkled up prunes. Under my board shorts, and the debts at the Lloyd. Under my board shorts, which I'd love to employ. Under my board shorts, board shorts. Things are different today, for we snooze each time we lay. Being happy isn't gay, not anymore. Used to phone up STD, now that affects the way I be. It's Viagra's medication that ensures our next inflation. So when it's time to play, hear our missuses both say, Doctor, please, no more of these. They've taken 6 to fix their leaks. It is Novak and Good getting old. Stone. It'll soon be our birthday, so inside your Sunday school's hymn books you'll find the words to our happy birthday song. So if you feel vocal,
Join along. Happy birthday.
happy birthday to us. Having sex is a must. If you don't have it often, your root bits will rust. Hip hip! Hooray!
Oh, thank you. Hip hip. One more time, hip hip. Oh, that's so good. 2 blokes were playing golf down here at the Royal Hobart, and up in front of them there were 2 women playing, but they weren't playing all that well. And these guys were in a bit of a hurry, and the girls were just sort of mucking around. So They thought they should perhaps ask the girls to step aside and then play through, so one fella said, "You leave it, mate, I'll fix it." And he gets halfway down the fairway to tell these two girls to step aside, and he stops and looks and does a U-E and comes back again. He said, "Oh, mate, I can't go and tell them to do that." He said, "One of those Sheilas is my wife and the other's my girlfriend." Oh, he said, "Leave it to me," says his mate. So he gets halfway down the fairway, does the U-E, comes back, he said, "Gee, it's a small world, isn't it?"
Mate, did you know that there are all types of different animals in a lady's pair of pantyhose?
I've never thought about that.
Yeah, we got 10 little piggies,
Oh, that's sweet, yeah.
2 calves,
That's nice.
an ass. It could be a fat one, couldn't it? It could be a skinny one.
Yeah, all right, keep it on. Yeah, all right then.
and hairs. Christ, there's a lot of hairs, mate. I've never been able to count.
All right, mate.
And something I've never been able to find, mate.
What's that, Mr. Good?
Fucking dead fish.
I'm sorry.
Mate, when I was young, growing up, I was always told that girls were made of sugar and spice and everything nice.
Well, of course, that's right.
How come they taste like anchovies?
I told you there's the elbow.
What'd you say?
Nothing. I thought we might do a quick quiz to show everybody how intelligent you are, okay? It's okay? Quick one, okay. What sort of birds bring babies? A stork.
Who fucks the stork?
What sort of birds don't bring babies?
Swallows.
Mr. Good, what's firm and hairy on the outside, sort of soft and moist on the inside, starts with C, ends in T?
Oh, I know, that one is that. Oh, no, I'm not allowed to say that word, am I?
Coconut, okay?
Oh, fuck.
Last chance. Who was the first man on Earth?
Hoss.
No, you dickhead, it was Adam.
I knew it was one of them bloody Cartwrights, mate.
Who was the first woman on Earth?
Alright.
Give you a clue. Think of apples.
Granny Smith.
No.
Teeves and Fan.
No. Eve, okay. Adam was the first man, Eve the first woman. Got that?
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Adam and Eve had just finished having the world's very first nookie.
Very first fuck. They're red up, mate. They know. They've all done it. Some of them say they haven't, but they have.
Are we going to go on?
Yeah.
Okay. Adam and Eve, well, had done this thing, and Adam looked down at his sword dong, and he wasn't very impressed, so he leapt into the nearest stream, and a voice from above went, "Adam!
You dirty little bastard! Now what are the fish going to smell like? It's not only our birthday, mate, is it?
It's the centenary of federation of our great nation, so we thought we'd celebrate by taking a fine old Australian folk song.
And fucking it up.
My mate will cut my lunch and then kiss me goodbye. As I strode up with me tucker box to work here under guy. I worked all morning and built up my appetite. My tummy's yearning for some nice fresh bread with veggie might. Oh my mate will cut my lunch, but the thing that made me cry was a dog shed in my tucker box 5 miles from Gundagai. The rotten mongrel, how I wish that he were dead. I eat shit sandwiches, except I really don't like bread. Oh my mate will cut my lunch, but the thing that made me cry was a dog shed in my tucker box 5 miles from Gundagai. Oh, how's that?
Thank you very much. Little Johnny's mum collapsed on the kitchen floor, and as quick as a flash he raced over, grabbed the phone off the wall and dialed 000, and the bloke at the other end was the ambulance fella, and he said, "Where do you live, son?" He said, 36 Eucalyptus Drive. And the ambulance driver said, "How do you spell that, son?" He said, "Oh, how about I drag her over to Gum Street and you pick her up from there."
I used to work in Hobart, 'twas down at Fitzy's departmental store. Oh, what fun in old Hobart town, but I'll never work there anymore. Oh no, never, I'll never work there anymore.
A lady came into the cake shop. "What sort of cake would you like from our store?" "Yeah, yeah," she said. "Lay right in
one she would like from our store. Jumper, she said, so jumper right in, and I'll never work there anymore. Oh no, never, I'll never work there anymore.
Well, she must have thought you were a kangaroo or something, mate.
Just gazing at a pouch down here, Colby, yeah.
A lady came into the fish shop. What kind of fish would you like from our store? Grouper, she said. So grouper I did, and I'll never work there anymore.
Oh no, never, I'll never work there anymore. Do you want to know something, Carol? He's lucky he didn't fill it. Sorry. A lady came in for some chook eggs. What sort of eggs would you like from our store? Pullet, she said.
That's in, Carol.
You guessed it, I'll never work there anymore. Oh no, never, I'll never work there anymore.
A lady came into the bottle shop. What kind of beer would you like from our store? Root, she said. So
and I'll never work there anymore. Oh no, never, I'll never work there anymore. In the same vein, ladies and gentlemen, a lady walked up to the lounge bar, and I asked which drink she would like me to pour. Liquor, she said, but I'll never work there anymore. Oh no, never, I'll never work there anymore.
of course, you know how a French woman holds a liquor, mate, don't you?
No, Mr. Good?
Why, his ears. A lady came into the travel shop. What kind of plane would you like for your tour? Fuck her, she said, so fuck her I did, and I'll never work there anymore.
Oh no, never, I'll never work there anymore. Did you ever see her again, Mr. Good?
Yeah, I saw her at the airport the other day, mate, yeah.
Really? How'd you get on?
Oh, yeah, she kissed me down behind the hangers. And I'll
Never work there anymore. Oh no, never, I'll never work there anymore. Lots of culture lovers here tonight, mate.
You're right. Anybody familiar with the stuff the Bee Gees did? They were a big influence on our stuff as well.
The Bee Gees.
Gave a few people the heebie-jeebies, didn't they?
So, we're probably going to give them the heebie-jeebies with this one, mate.
I reckon. I went out last Saturday night. Went to a disco, was not very bright. I took the chance and got up for a dance with her, and I looked again and I almost felt crook. I noticed something upon closer look. Was not a rave, but she forgot to shave and looked like Ron to me, dressed up as a Sheila. Ron to me, Sheila's regalia. Now and then he will try to feel ya. Bollocks, like Ron to me. So I said to him, I said, Ron, you look here. The container automatically adjusts to the size of the device it cleans. It has a lifetime guarantee. Will never run out. Warning, must never be taken for granted as the device to put in the container is capable of exploding unexpectedly. The dynamite. The versatile.
A word from our sponsor.
This next song we're about to fuck up was originally done by Bill Haley and the Thingies, or was it Max Ferret and the Fidgets?
Max Merritt and the Meteors.
Baby, I've been watching you.
Baby, I've been watching you.
Watching everything you do.
Watching everything you do.
And I just can't wait to hold you. Yes, in my arms I've told you. That's where I want to be.
Beautiful song, mate.
I look at you with wanting eyes while lying down between your thighs, and I get that funny feeling as your cherry I am stealing it away from you. Whoa, I'm slipping it into you.
Sorry. Too much. Craig Wellington was here tonight, was he?
Yep, come here.
G'day, Craig. What you don't know about Craig, of course, is Craig used to suffer acne very badly as a schoolboy. So badly, in fact, once Craig fell asleep in the school library, and when he woke up, a blind boy was reading him. Craig's song.
Or Crater Face. I'm just wild about acne, and acne's wild about me. I'm just wild about acne. The pus is leaking from me. They call me Mellow Yellow. They call me Mellow Yellow.
Sorry, Craig.
You will be.
Ladies and gentlemen, one of the biggest influences of our musical careers was that of Mr. Bruce Springsteen. So we would like to dedicate this next song to him, our great influence, the boss, Mr. Bruce Springsteen.
Hey little girl, can you understand? I want you over here with your pants in your hand. Got a big desire. Oh, I'm fine.
And if we're going to do a tribute, it means we're going to sing it properly and we're not going to...
Fuck it up.
Okay? This is our tribute, okay? They're expecting it. Bruce Springsteen fans, okay, go. Ladies and gentlemen, this is our tribute to the boss, Mr. Bruce Springsteen!
Hey little girl, don't be so thick, just get over here and follow
Oi. Sorry, the other night, Wednesday night, that lady that I was...
Oh yeah, the stripper.
Well, we got sort of friendly.
Oh, okay, here we go.
Put my hand over her blouse and I couldn't believe it. She had silicon
tits.
Oh, they're nice people.
Oh. She could have had something worse than that, mate.
What could be worse than that?
A cardboard box.
Lydia's here tonight too. Kevin Armstrong.
Kevin Armstrong's here.
And his lovely wife Alana.
Okay.
Kevin's first sexual encounter didn't go all that well, did it, Kev? We thought we'd just share this experience with the other 80 or 90 people here tonight, okay?
And everybody who buys our video and things around the world.
Immortalised forever, Kevin Armstrong's first sexual encounter. You asked me for a kiss. I said, here, kiss this. You took it in your hand, said, what a lovely gland, then poked it in your eye. I'm sad for what I did. your skin, I had it in your eyes. It can't be righted for you are now foresighted, and only you know why. I poked it in your iris, cause it looks desirous. Oh, my lucky stars I thanked, for when you winked I went, when I poked it in your eye.
There's a good-looking bird at the bar, and the bloke came up and sat beside her and bought her a drink, and he said, "Excuse me," he said, "but what's your name?" And she said, "Carmen." He said, "Where'd you get a bloody stupid name like Carmen from?" And she said, "I'll have you know I had it changed by deed poll. My real name is Mary Lou." And he said, "Why on earth would you call yourself Carmen?" And she said, "Because I love cars and I love men." She said, "By the way, what's your name?" He said, "Beer fuck."
Chap comes home from work and his missus is there packing a suitcase. He said, "What are you doing?" She said, "I'm leaving you." "But I thought you loved me." "I do love you, but I'm leaving you." "Well, why are you leaving me?" "I heard today that you're a paedophile." Shit, that's a big word for a 10-year-old.
I'm going to dedicate this little country song to David Spud Young.
Off a farm, is it?
He's off the farm.
Good old Spud.
He's been known to make a few U's back up, don't you? Well, life on the farm is kind of laid back. I woke up this morning with a bloody red sack. Got a head on my dick, big enough to wear a hat. Thank God I'm a country boy. Well, I got me a duck and I got me a chicken and I got me a sheep that I sleep with dicky. And I got an old cow that's fun to prickling in. Thank God I'm a country boy. Good on you, Spud! Mate, you know the difference between a mozzie and a blonde?
No, Mr. Good.
Mozzie usually stops sucking when you're banging in the fuck on the back of the head.
Andrea Moody's up there and she's a blonde. I'd take offence if I were
I
you.
bet you she's banged the fuck.
She's a nice girl. There's an old couple and the love sort of died out of their life. All the spark had gone and she wanted to get a bit of it back, so she went up to Moona, Arabella's, bought a pair of crutchless knickers and she put them on this day and put a brunch coat on. The old chap's sitting out in the lounge room watching the test on the telly and she wanders out and she carelessly let her brunch coat slip open and pointed down at her new crutchless knickers and she said, "Hey, Darls, would you like to try some of this?" He said, "No bloody way, look what it's done to your underpants." Ladies and gentlemen, the Novak and Good show is very proud to do our tribute to the boss, Mr. Bruce Springsteen.
Hey little girl, it's not a disgrace. Just get over here and sit on my face.
I'm sorry, we're going to do it properly, okay? Come on. Ladies and gentlemen, this is our tribute to the boss, Mr. Bruce Springsteen.
Hey little girl, don't start this song. Get down on your knees and gobble mine.
There's one thing of which I'm certain, I'm not parting the beef curtain, I'm not giving the old trouser snake a run. I don't make my manhood moister, I don't split the bearded oyster, I don't even get to poke it just for fun. I used to bounce with Sheila on my knee, tune her in while bending over my TV. With Lassie on the telly and a tube of KY jelly, it was finger licking good like KFC. Since my Sheila just deserted, I feel jilted, I feel hurted, and worse than that, pizza too. And doggy style is all that she can do. Another tribute to country music. You had a mate, his dog had died. He lived out on the farm, probably out with Spud. And the dog had died, and he thought, we want to do the right thing by the dog, so he went to his local priest, and he said, Father, could you perhaps come and we'll bury the dog and you say a few prayers? He said, oh no, son, no, we don't do that sort of thing over animals. He said, go down to the New Fundamentalist Church down the road there, they might do it. He said, do you reckon? He said, yeah. He said, do you reckon they'd accept the $5,000 I was going to give you? He said, no, you didn't tell me your dog was a Catholic.
Young single mum goes into the social welfare department and fills out the relevant forms, and she goes to have the interview with the officer, and the officer says, excuse me, but you've written down Wayne 10 times here. Does that mean you've got 10 children with the same Christian name Wayne? And she said, yes. He said, what on earth did you do that for? And she said, well, when they're all playing in the yard, I can go out there and call out, Wayne! And they'll all come in. I don't have to go out there. She'd be here, yes. He said, but how do you identify them individually? And she said, oh, I just call them by their surnames.
I saw Johnny and Trish Hawker here tonight too, somewhere. John's getting older, but he's had his 50th birthday, and a few others around, Rob Hazelwood, a few of us getting grey, getting on a bit, and I thought, this will be us in about 30 or so years, fellas, so something for you to look forward to. Johnny Hawker. I'm sitting alone in the old people's home, dribbling my food in my pyjama pants and 3 weeks of the poo, 'cause I'm too bloody lazy to go to the loo. Sister comes by and gives me my pills, which makes me fart and snore. Will you still need me? Will you still feed me when I'm 94? When I've lost all my teeth and lost all my hair and lost my bladder control, will you help me change my colostomy bag? Play with me, will you maybe try for a shag? When I get to smell like old people do, will you kiss me like before? When I've stuck a new lungy, will you still stick your tongue in when I'm 94? I don't think I'll die, I'll just linger on and give you all the shits. My relatives are waiting round for me to cut, to get my dough bucket and for a lark. I'll live till the tongue, get a note from the Queen, then live a few years more. They'll say that old prick, you really knew how to stick when I'm 94. They'll say, you old fart, it's time for you to depart when I'm 94. They'll say that old bastard, he certainly lasted when I'm 94. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Cinta.
Cinta who?
Cinderboard.
What are these silly bastards doing sitting here?
What are you doing?
I'm just finishing me bloody beer off. Where's a fucking root boy?
wonderful magic, and I was going to ask my friend Mr. Wilbur Good to procure a young volunteer for me. Would you do that, please? Procure a woman.
Do what to what?
Procure means to get.
Oh, well, you better hand your glass over here, darling.
Ladies and gentlemen, who's our volunteer? What's her name?
Belinda.
Belinda. Big
Belinda.
hand for our volunteer, Belinda. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, as Belinda comes to the stage, I'm going to take these very innocuous-looking black scarves and tie them together like that, Belinda. Would you like to check this out? It's called a forget me not, right? Belinda, would you trust me, my sweet young thing? Can I need to tuck these just in the top of your slack.
Just jump up in the
Would you like to thread the other scarf?
Yeah, I will, mate.
Like that? Yeah, okay. Now what we're going to do, ladies and gentlemen, at the count of 3, with you all helping us, we're going to pull these scarves straight through Belinda's body, straight through vertebrae numbers 23 and 24.
11 to 40, 60.
Something like that. You won't feel a thing, Belinda. You trust me. You're a silly girl. Okay, at the count of 3, would everybody please help, and we'll pull these scarves straight through Belinda. Find out that. Okay, you won't feel a thing. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. 1, 2, 3, go. Oh, Belinda. Oh.
You don't want any more, darling. Give Belinda a big clap.
We'll give them back after the show, Belinda.
Apple orchard makes the finest apple cider in all of Tasmania, the world famous Dickens cider. Have you tried a Dickens cider yet? If you haven't had a Dickens cider, you don't know what you're missing out on. My old mate Wilbur Good reckons that he starts every day with a Dickens cider. A Dickens cider, a Tasmanian way to wet your whistle.
Another word from our sponsor. Belinda, no extra charge for fitting them after the show, okay? Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to start the second act with a sing-along. We think you've all primed up, you've done a good thing back at the bar there. In your programs, you'll find the words to a sing-along chorus. Would you like to open them up? Page 2 of your Sunday school hymn book. Who didn't get a program? We got a song about a Jew later on. This has got a sing-along chorus, ladies and gentlemen. Those of you who were able to afford a program would be able to sing along with us. It goes something like this.
Why's me franger hang down, sport? Why's me franger hang down? 'Cause me Willie keeps watching the ground, sport. That's why me franger hangs down.
How'd you go? Do you want to do it again? Okay. It's pretty easy. You don't even really need a program now you've heard it. It goes like this.
Why's me franger hang down, sport? Why's me franger hang down? 'Cause me Willie keeps watching the ground, sport. That's why me franger hangs down.
Thank you very much, X. There's an old Tasmanian cockman lying, crying. He struggles up onto one elbow and he turns to his Sheila and he says,
Me bloody dick won't unfurl, shell. Me bloody dick won't unfurl. If it's slack, we can't have a burl, shell. Me bloody dick won't unfurl. All together now, why's me franger hang down, sport? Why's me franger hang down? 'Cause me Willie keeps watching the ground, sport. That's why me franger hangs down.
Then he thought, bugger it. If I go back to my old school girlfriend, Norma, she might be able to help. He thought if he got back to his grassroots, it'd help a little, but unfortunately...
Just doesn't want to perform, Norma, it just doesn't want to perform. My Willie just will not conform, Norma just lays in me pants where it's warm. All together now, why's me franger hang down, sport? Why's me franger hang down? 'Cause me Willie keeps watching the ground, sport. That's why me franger hangs down.
So he turns to his old mate, Edna, the barmaid, to see if she could help. But unfortunately...
Me Willie's still hanging his head, me Willie's still hanging his head.
I reckon the fucking thing's dead. It calls me Willie keeps hanging his head. All together now, why's me Franger hang down sport? Why's me Franger hang down? Cause me Willie keeps watching the ground sport. That's why me Franger hangs down.
Finally, being a good Tasmanian, he knew exactly what to do. And bugger me, it worked.
Thanks for helping me come, mum. If Tassie's laws weren't so dumb, you could have copped that fair up the bum, mum. Thanks for helping me come. All together now, why's me Franger hang down sport? Why's me Franger hang down? Cause me Willie keeps watching the ground sport. That's why me Franger hangs down.
Thanks, Rolf. Another great influence in our lives, of course, Mr. Rolf Harris. And a bit more country music. I'm sitting here just thinking all about you, trying not to throw up all the time. I reckon I will thrive now I'm without you. I hate every bone in your body except mine.
I just lay here at night, I toss and I turn, I feel like shite, I'm slow to learn, honey, you're the reason our kids are ugly.
We won't do any more of that, mate.
Do you know the difference between a condom and a Kodak camera, mate?
No, Mr. Good?
They both capture that special moment. We've got some familiar faces sitting out there tonight.
We have, mate. I saw a few of them interval I recognised. I saw Trish Hawker. Trish.
Yeah, Cassie Lefevre.
Cassie's here tonight.
Yeah,
Thank you for coming, Cassie.
Well, Cassie.
Done. Yeah.
And Joelle.
Joelle?
Yeah, Joelle's over there. Hey, Joelle.
Oh, that's Joelle.
Yeah, that's Joelle.
Our nympho.
Yeah.
Hey, I heard Joelle was a really, really lovely girl. I heard she wouldn't even hurt a fly.
I heard she would if it was open, mate. And listen, mate, my missus is not talking to me anymore.
I'm not surprised. Listen, why don't you do something really sweet and lovely for her? Like write her some poetry or something.
Tried that.
Something really nice and sweet, like, say, I don't know, child of spring with eyes like a dove, show me your face and I'll show you my love. Something lovely like that.
Ooh, not quite, mate, no.
What did you write, mate?
Hey, you bitch with eyes like a frog, show me a growler and I'll fuck
All
you
right,
like a dog.
okay.
She won't talk to me, mate.
We have to buy her flowers or something now. In fact, I saw her at the florist shop in town today. It had "Say It With Flowers."
Been there, done that, mate. Couldn't find any flowers that said "suck my cock."
All right.
So I wrote her a song.
A love song?
Sweet little love song, mate.
Okay, let's do it.
Hang on, I got an ingrown eyelash. The love between the two of us was dying. 'Twas then I knew I had to have a go.
That's lovely, mate, yeah.
I laid her down upon the bed, stripped her from her clothes, and then she started crying out to me. She said, "Darling, don't you hump so fast. Darling, don't you hump so fast." I said, "I'll slow down some, 'cause I'm gonna come." Then I pulled it out and shoved it up her ass.
No.
Oh, you're a gherkins for firkin, not
All right,
jerkin.
just cut it out. Cut it out. They're nice people. They might have had a beer at interval, but you can't treat them like that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, everybody.
You're a fucking wanker.
All right, that's all right. Now, remember what I said at interval. We're going to do this properly, all right?
We're going to do another one of these fucking wanking
That's
songs,
it.
are we?
Come on. Ladies and gentlemen, it's with great pleasure that the Novak and Good show proudly presents live our tribute to the boss, Mr. Bruce Springsteen.
Hey, little girl, don't be so glum. Just open up your throat
Listen,
and swallow my...
Wait. You bloody promised. Now cut it out. Do it properly.
This is our tribute to Brucey Springsteen.
Hey, little girl, lift up your frock and settle your fanny right down on my...
Recently, 3 men and a woman were shipwrecked on a desert island.
After a month, the woman was so ashamed as to what she was doing, she killed herself.
After another month, the men were so ashamed as to what they were doing, they buried her.
But after another month, they were so ashamed as to what they were doing, they dug her up again.
Actually, I went to the doctor just yesterday and asked for some of that new Viagra stuff. He said, come on, Mr. Novak, giving you Viagra would be like erecting a new flagpole on a condemned building.
Did you know the Irish have put out some Viagra, mate?
No?
Yeah, it's 99% fat-free.
Anyway, I got a prescription for this stuff. You've seen the price of it. I said, oh, come on, Doc, can't I get it over the counter? He said, it depends how many tablets you take, Mr. Novak.
Mate, do you know what you get if you cross the rooster with an owl?
No, Mr. Good.
A cock that stays up all night, Joel.
All right, okay. There's a little boy sitting on his grandfather's knee, and grandfather had kept him entertained with all the noises of the farmyard. He did the easy ones like the dog and the cat and the cow and all those. And the little boy looked up into his grandfather's eyes and he said, Granddaddy, would you make a noise like a frog? And his grandfather said, certainly, son. Why do you want me to make a noise like a frog? And the little boy said, because my mummy said when you croak, she's going to take me to Disneyland.
Teacher was telling the kids that it's the human being that is the only animal that stutters. And little Johnny says, no, it's not, teacher, because we're a little kitten. And it was bailed up by the big Great Dane from next door up against the wall. And the little kitten went, but before it could say fuck off, the dog ate it.
So grandfather takes the little boy out to the garden and they're digging away and a little earthworm crops up. And the little boy says, Granddaddy, I bet I can poke it back in the hole. And his grandfather said, no, you can't, son. He said, betcha. So they shook on it, $5. And the little boy runs inside, gets a can of hairspray, comes out, sprays the worm, it stiffens up, he poked it back in the hole. The grandfather said, you're a clever little bugger, aren't you? Here's your $5, now play nicely. I'll be back in a while. And after about an hour, he comes back out and he said, here's $5, son. And the little boy said, but Granddaddy, you've already given me that. He said, I know, this one's from Nana.
Little boy used to sit on the veranda every morning waiting for the bus to go by to take him to school. And every morning a little lady would walk past and she'd go, hello, little boy. And this got the better of the little boy after a while. He went down to the front gate and waited for the lady one morning. And just before she said, hello, little boy, he said, why do you say that, lady? And she said, because that's how big I reckon your little winky is. So the next morning she's going past and she says, hello, little boy. And he goes, hello, lady.
I do a lot of travelling in my life, and of course the other day I was travelling across the United States of America in a Trans-World Airline, TWA aeroplane, and this hostess came down the aisle and she said, pardon me, would you like some of our TWA coffee? And I said, no, but I'd love some of your TWA tea, and she hit me.
I too was travelling up to Oatlands last weekend, mate, and I got a little bit hot round the collar, so I put my hand on my wife's knee and she said, oh, darling, seeing as we're married, you can go a little bit further if you like. So I drove on to Campbelltown. and mate, when we were driving up there, I saw a bunch of cows.
Not a bunch, herd.
Herd what?
Herd of cows.
Herd of cows? Fucking, of course I've heard of fucking cows. I just told you I saw a fucking bunch of them.
All right.
Anyway, I went over to the fence to have a slash, and the cow walked up and she said, moo. And then another one walked up and said, you fucking bitch, I was going to say that.
There was a pommy cow and she said, I'm not going to suffer from mad cow disease. She said, why? The other cow said, because I'm already a tractor.
Bloke walks into a bar and there's only the one fella sitting at the bar having a beer, and walked up beside him and he said, "Mate, she's a bit boring in here. What do you do for a bit of excitement?" He said, "Well, we can have a game of football." He said, "What do you mean have a game of football? There's only the two of us." And he said, "No worries." He said, "These are bar rules." He said, to get yourself a 10-ounce beer, you drink it down as quick as you can, drop your trousers and fart. And he said, if you crack your glass, it's a behind. If you smash it, it's a goal. So the new bloke says, "Well, show me." So he downs the 10-ounce beer, drops his trousers and farts, and sure enough, cracks his glass. So the new bloke says, "I'll have to give that a go." So he downs his 10-ounce beer, drops his trousers, and the other bloke gets up from the bar and goes around and goes up behind him. He said, "Hey, what do you think you're doing?" He said, "I'm just smothering your kick, mate."
With these new anti-smoking laws in Tasmanian restaurants, two Hobart homosexuals met each other in Liverpool Street, and one went up to the other and said, "I say, Cecil, how are you going without the ciggies, sweetie?" And Cecil said, "It's fine, thank you, Cyril. In fact, I've given up altogether and I've taken to sucking lifesavers." He said, "Well, you're ever so lucky to live down at Clifton Beach, bitch."
One poofter fired his load into another poofter.
All right, okay.
And one sperm came flying up and he said, "How are we supposed to find the egg amongst all this shit?"
All right. Too much information, mate. The old music halls was a great influence on our lives, and here's a small example of music hall humour.
There was an old farmer who sat on a rock, all a-waving and shaking his big hairy
Fist at the ladies next door at the Ritz, who taught all the children to play with her
kite strings and marbles and all things galore. Along comes a lady who looks like a
beautiful lady, but she walks like a duck. You'd think she'd invented a new way to
bring up the children to sew and to knit. The boys in the stables are shoveling
litter and paper from yesterday's hunt, while old Farmer Potter is having some
cake in the stables and singing this song. If you think this is bawdy, you're bloody well wrong. Susan was a lady with plenty of class, who knocked the boys dead when she wiggled her
eyes at the fellows whose girls sometimes do, to make it quite plain that she's willing to
go for a walk or a stroll on the dock with any young man with a sizable
pedigree dog who is subject to fits, and maybe let him grab hold of her
tiny white hand with some movement so quick. And then she'd lean over and tickle his chin while they sing on the Mandalay shore. For whatever she was,
Suzanne is a whore. Thank you, music hall lovers.
Thank you. And music lovers.
Music lovers, yes. Actually, my girlfriend, mate, is so dumb. I mean, dumb.
Mm-hmm.
She's going to put one of those external mobile telephone aerials on the back of a little Celica.
Yeah.
And she doesn't even have a mobile phone. I mean, how dumb's that?
You reckon that's dumb, mate? My fucking missus got a purse full of frangers and she doesn't have a dick. How fucking dumb's that?
Oh, yeah.
Fucking dumb, innit?
Yeah, I reckon, mate. Yeah. Listen, I just
dumb.
thought of something about your missus, getting back together again. I bought this today for my missus. It's beautiful. It's a new perfume, just on the market. Have a go at that, mate. Beautiful.
Jesus Christ, it smells like possum's piss.
No, it's called Come to Me.
It doesn't smell like cum to me. Anyway, mate, I've already bought her a Christmas present.
Already?
Yeah, I bought her some tampons with bells on them
What on earth for?
for the Christmas period.
Actually, last Christmas I got my missus a pair of stockings. Now, they're not ordinary stockings, mate. No, these ones are special. At the top of one leg it had embroidered Merry Christmas. Top of the other one it had embroidered Happy New Year, and I just gave them to her and said, "Now, how about inviting me up between the holidays?"
Mate, I'm spoiling my missus. I also bought her a pair of beautiful new slippers and a vibrator.
Well, why the vibrator?
She doesn't like the slippers, she can go and fuck herself.
Where's David Riley?
He's the Jew down here with the big nose.
David was a sportsman in his day.
He was a sportsman, mate.
Was he?
He was a good sport, weren't you, mate? Yeah.
Played a bit of footy, cricket.
He'd play with anything. You know, David was that poor when he was growing up. He didn't have a fat in the morning, had nothing to play with all day.
That's pretty poor, mate.
He was pretty poor, mate.
David's song.
When I play cricket, I stand at the wicket and I make a century. And I'm a menace when it comes to tennis, game, set and match to me. And I'm a bugger when it comes to rugger, and I love the AFL. But the game I'm flogging is horizontal jogging, it's a game where I excel. Well, I played golf with me old mate Rolf and I scored a hole in one. Some say it's art when I throw a dart, and I've won a marathon. Pole vault, high bars, drive racing cars, skydive without a chute. But the game I'm flogging is horizontal jogging on a good cross-country route. The blokes at work call me power jerk and sometimes neutral brain. They say I ought to give up sport with its sweat and strain and pain. But healthy body, healthy mind is what it's all about. When I begin with my adrenaline, I pull my adrenal out. Adidas shoes have naught to lose when they're underneath her bed. My Nike socks and sweaty jocks smell as if they might be dead. My pulse rate's high, records will fly when we reach the final strokes. But the game I'm flogging is horizontal jogging for sporting birds and blokes. But the game is not the same without your ending.
David.
Well done, David.
He has got a bit of a big nose, hasn't he? Actually, you ought to take up bloody washing windows, mate. You could hang off a ledge and use both hands. Do you reckon he's Jewish?
No, mate. He used to live on a farm many, many years ago, and we used to call him Cherry Picker.
Really?
Yeah, he pick the cherries without fucking hanging on.
This is a song about a Jew, not David.
Not David. But if the skin fits, anybody who's a Jew, it'll fit, won't it?
If you go down to the synagogue, watch out for I'm warning you. If you go down to the synagogue, tell them you're not a Jew. For every Jew has made the decision to send their sons for a circumcision. Today's the day the Jewish boys have their pricks nicked. Prick nick time for Jewish boys. Those little Jewish boys are losing a piece of skin today. Watch the rabbi have his way as he snips and tucks their pricks away. Hear those little boys yell out. They love to twist and shout. The rabbi has quite a job. At 6 o'clock their mummies and daddies will take them home to bed. Those little boys with their nice new knob.
Without the foreskin.
You know why the knob's there, don't you, Mr. Good?
Yeah, mate, stops me hand from slipping off.
All right, okay. Do you know what they call uncircumcised children in Jerusalem, mate?
No?
Girls.
Oh. Okay.
Hey, what have you been up to lately?
Mate, I'm studying philosophy part-time at the uni.
Bull. Really?
What do you mean fucking bull?
Oh, mate, I'm
Just
sorry.
'cause you're a fucking wanker.
All right, okay. I'm pleased to see you getting some good education. So what sort of philosophy are you studying? I mean, the Greek philosophers like Aristotle, Plato...
Play-Doh?
No,
That's
Plato...
that fucking squishy stuff
No,
for
no,
kids
no.
to play with, isn't it?
Plato was a famous Greek philosopher.
Oh, no poof to stuff like that, mate, no.
What are you studying?
I'm studying the dog's philosophy on life, mate.
What's the dog's philosophy on life?
You can't eat it or fuck it, you piss on it. This next song was originally done by a contemporary folk band, here in Australia, wasn't it, mate?
Australian folk band. I think it was Red
Bum.
Something like that. Beautiful song.
Fucked up by Novak and Good. I could have heard a penny drop. I nearly passed out from the shock. I tell you, it was an awful shock to me. 6 o'clock in the morning, it was me who was waking up and facing her parents. Then I left. I ran right down the footpath, so blind I could not see. The feeling from inside me was so scary, I'd been seen. And here's me in my bedroom with my summons from the Queen. God help me. She was only 14.
Mate.
Anything taller than a 44-gallon drum, mate.
All right, mate, just leave it alone.
Old enough to bleed.
Hey, all right. Sorry. The Hollies, a beautiful old
Good influence on our music, mate.
English rock and roll.
Rust spot, look hard on the mudguard of my new Pajero. Not a fiddle, but dog fiddle on my new Pajero. That big bulldog, he enjoyed it, piddling on my trike. My Pajero, he's destroyed it, he's used it for a dike. Every morning I would see it have its daily leak. Sometimes he'd stop and he would crap before my wheel.
What a dirty dog.
All the cars are in our street, but them he would not seek. Someday I'll pee on him and he'll know how I feel. That's the way the rust got started, silly, but here's proof. He's rusted out my doors and bonnet, now it's spreading to the roof. At my gun his bum is pointing, I finished him real neat. Nice to think that my Pajero kept Piddle off the street.
The Hollies. Oh, thank
you.
Music lover.
Got a lot of Holly lovers out there, obviously.
A lot
mate.
of Holly lovers. Mate, who makes those Pajeros anyway?
It's Itchy Pussy, isn't it?
That's them, yeah. Yes,
Itchy Pussy.
Itchy Pussy Pajero, that's right. I've still got that knocking in the engine of my car. What do you reckon that could be?
I reckon it's a fucking Jehovah's Witness.
Never thought of that.
Mate, what's worse than a male chauvinist pig?
I don't know.
Fucking woman who won't do as she's told.
The old chap jumps out of bed bright and early one morning, starts putting on his best clobber, and his missus said, "Where are you going, dear?" He said, "I'm going down to the doctor to get some of that new Viagra stuff." She said, "Hang on, I better come with you." He said, "What do you want to see the doctor for?" And the old girl said, "Well, if you're going to pull that rusty old thing out again, I'm going to need a tetanus shot." I walked into my office the other day and I didn't notice my zipper was undone, but my very astute secretary, she noticed, and she said, "Excuse me, Mr. Novak, but your garage door's open." So I nonchalantly zipped myself up and I said, "I do trust my sweet young thing. You didn't see my sleek Cadillac in there with a hard top." And she said, "No, but I did spot a crumpled up pink Volkswagen with 2 flat tyres."
You may laugh, but I know how despondent he must have felt. I got myself into a strange predicament once. I dropped my knickers down on the floor and gets about to get into bed, and the bird pointed at me dick and started laughing. I said, "What are you laughing at?" And she said, "Who do you think you're going to satisfy with that thing?" And I said, "Me."
I tell you who doesn't have that trouble, mate.
Who's that, mate?
Peter Godfrey sitting down here. Peter and Margaret. I mean, Peter is pretty well
hung, is he, mate?
apparently.
His
According to Margaret.
nickname's Tripod. isn't it?
Tripod Godfrey,
Oh,
that's
okay.
him. This is the song he sings. This is our Elvis Presley influence.
Well, it's fun for you, honey. You saw the trick. Me, I'm unsteady since you trod on my dick. So don't you step on my blue vein tube. Well, you can do anything but lay off of my blue vein tube. You can slap my bum, sit on my face, rub your tits up and down my mace. Do anything that turns you on, but honey, keep your stuff off my dong, so don't you step on my blue vein tube. Well, you can do anything but lay off of my blue vein tube. You can give me head, drain me dry, slurp on my salve till it spits in your eye.
No!
Do anything with your tongue or gob, but honey, keep your hoof off my knob, so don't you step on my blue vein tube. Well, you can do anything but lay off of my blue vein tube. Blue, blue, blue vein tube, blue, blue, blue vein tube, oh yeah, blue, blue, blue vein tube, blue, blue, blue vein tube, oh, whatever you do, keep your shoe off my blue vein tube.
on you, Pete.
Thank you, Culture. There was a lot of Elvis fans out there too, mate.
Good old Elvis, eh? That king. He'll turn up somewhere with Christopher Skase. Probably in a McDonald's. This is it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for being patient. It's with great pleasure that Novak and Good Show proudly brings you our tribute to the boss, Mr. Bruce Springsteen.
Hey, little girl, I know I'm blunt. Just lay down here while I stuff your...
Oi. Sit, heel. Bloody yobbo. Sorry, everybody. Look, I'll just do it myself, okay? Just butt out. Okay? Right. Get away.
All right.
Okay, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, the boss, Bruce Springsteen. Hey, little girl, you missed your chance. He got so worked up that he's come in his pants.
Get fucked. Woman walked into a bar with a dog on her arm and under her arm, and the barman said, "Where'd you get the pig?" And the woman said, "It's not a pig." And he said, "I wasn't fucking talking to you."
Johnny's in Tavalonis.
Well, she saw this thing coming out of my fly. It was one big horn with one big eye. She commenced to shaking and groped with glee. It looks like a perfect pussy pleaser to me. It was a one-eyed, one-horn, perfect piece of pussy pleaser. One-eyed, one-horn, perfect piece of pussy pleaser. One-eyed, one-horn, perfect piece of pussy pleaser. It belongs to me. Well, she came down to earth and she sunk to her knees, saying, "Isn't it a beauty, but what are these?" I had to tell her in a voice so gruff, "Bollocks, baby, now where's your muff?" It was a one-eyed, one-horn, perfect piece of pussy, please. A one-eyed, one-horn, perfect piece of pussy, please. A one-eyed, one-horn, perfect piece of pussy, please. It belonged to X.
Sad.
Thank you.
True.
We were going to sing a Peter Garrett song tonight, but he doesn't sing any of ours, so he can go and get fucked.
Actually, we were at a party with Garrett the other night. We got a bit booze, a bit Mozart and Liszt, and we all got our gear off and dived into a swimming pool. Peter Garrett, stark as bollocky, jumped into the pool, come up bum first. We were really worried because we thought he'd split his head open.
This next song was originally done by the late and great Big O, Roy Orbison.
That's right, mate. And then the beautiful Linda Ronstadt did a wonderful job of it.
Yeah, she sang a nice song too.
She did, mate. Finally, Novak and Good got hold of this song.
We've completely fucked this. You'll probably recognise the tune. Sometimes we can as well.
Last Saturday night we wined and dined. My lady asked if I would mind autographing her behind with blue biro. I didn't want to disappoint, so we got up and left that joint. I took out my old ballpoint, my blue biro. We went to my den, took out my pen, my blue biro. Well, my lady laughed when she saw it shaft, my blue biro. I said, "Come here quick and take my bic. It's better by a mile. If by late tonight I can't come, I'll ride with blue biro."
A lot of Roy Orbison fans, mate. Now listen, I'd like to sing a song about, before we go, I'd like to sing a nice straight song about a blue biro leaking in your back pocket, mate.
What song could that be, Mr. Good?
Don't it make your brown eye blue?
We are going... Like, listen.
Fucked you, didn't it?
We are going to do a straight song because we are capable of it. One of the other great influences of our lives was...
The Kinks,
The
mate.
Kinks. The Kinks. Anyone remember the Kinks?
Yeah.
Well done. Here we go. The Kinks.
Here we go. I met her in a club down in Old Soho where you drink champagne and it tastes just like cherry cola. La 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 la. She walked up to me and she asked me to dance. I asked her name and in a dark brown voice she said Lola. La 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 Lola. La 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 Lola.
Beautiful, mate. Keep it up.
I said to Lola, what you do for a crush? She said, I don't wash me pants, but I get mega bucks for me growler.
What did he say? We were going so well.
I'll get fucked.
I'm going to do a tribute to one of the great influences on my life, Mr. Frank Sinatra.
Fuck me dead. Fancy the fucking Poms
All right.
voting him the best fucking vocalist of the century. They're fucking dumb.
All right, okay.
Fuck me.
My tribute, okay? Now just butt out.
Jesus, fucking cocksucking yank.
I know I stand in line until you think you have the time to spend an evening with me. And if I find a place to dance, I know that there's a chance you won't be leaving with me. Then afterwards we drop into a quiet little place and have a drink or two. And then I go and spoil it all by saying something stupid like,
Suppose the fuck's out of the question. What about some Beatles, mate? Would you like some nice straight Beatles?
big influence in our lives, the Beatles.
Oh, big influence in everybody's lives who's in the room at the moment, I reckon, mate.
The Beatles going to do it properly?
Fucking beauties, mate. You fucking raw.
Come on. Promise?
Yeah, I'll try anyway. Here we go. Leprosy. I'm not half the man I used to be.
Is there anyone here old enough to remember Buddy Holly? How about a tribute to Buddy Holly from your old mate Derwin Novak? Goes something like, all my life I've been a kissin'.
Your left tit cause the right one's missing.
Listen. Come on.
Okay, what about some Simon and Fuckknuckle? Simon and Garfunkel, sorry.
Come on, properly.
Okay.
Beautiful.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Thank you, mate.
I've bumped my fucking head again.
Do you know what a diaphragm is, Mr. Good?
Nah.
It's a trampoline for dickheads.
He's getting fucking wild, isn't he? How about a nice little rock and roller for you, mate? Hey?
Do it properly.
Yep. You come and you scream. It looks like whipped cream and tastes like strawberry wine. You're 16. You're rootable. And you're mine. What? My toes go and curl. Oh, what a girl. Will you wiggle? That's fine. You're 16.
16?
You're rootable.
Rootable?
And you're mine.
I don't believe this, ladies and gentlemen.
You're my baby. You're my pet. When we make love, the bed gets wet. You touch my balls, my cock went firm. And ooh, when we screwed, you popped my sperm. You broke out of my dream and into my bed. Now our legs are entwined. You're 16.
16?
You're rootable. And you're mine. You're 16. You're rootable. And you're mine.
That'll have to do.
Good night,
Hobart. No, don't encourage him. No. Oh shit, there's no accounting for taste in Hobart, is there?
Danny will know who this is for. Well, I never felt less like mowing the lawn, 'cause when I woke up I had a bloody big horn and fucked you, and now it's stinging and bruised. Well, I never felt less like cutting the grass. I looked at your tits and looked at your ass, so I fucked you, and now it's stinging and bruised. We rasped all day while the grass still grew. Why mow lawns when you can screw? We finished 9 and we started 10, and when we come we were off again. Well, I never felt less like starting a victor. I licked her and dicked her, scored 10 on the Richter when I fucked her, and now she's stinging and bruised.
No, look, don't. We've got to go. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, we'll dedicate our last song to Carol and Stephen Gill, then, won't we?
I think so. They've sat there quietly all night. Before we go, there's a few people we'd love to thank. Our stage manager, Eddie Holton. Give Eddie a clap.
Yes, good on you, Eddie.
On the lights tonight, we had Matthew Andrew Arthur. Thanks, Matty.
Well done, Matty.
Doing sound was Luke Rowlandson. Luke stepped in at the last minute. Thank you, Luke. Our sound recorder's Malcolm Brooks. Up on the camera, we've got Robbie Robel. How are you, Rob? Got it all. Well done. Big hand for the crew.
Hey!
Carol and Stephen Gill.
This is a very sensitive, scintillating, sexual, sad song.
So we'd like everybody to feel with us.
No. If they sit next to a bloke, they might get a thump in the listener.
Oh, yeah, true. How about they bear with us?
No, we don't want brown eyes this time of night.
No,
mate.
true.
No. But it's a very sad song, and don't take the piss out of Carol and Stephen, because I reckon it's happened to everybody here tonight at one stage or two in their lives. It was originally done by the late and great Big O too, mate, wasn't it?
That was, mate. He'd be also dying to hear this, wouldn't he?
He would.
It was last night on the couch. I can vouch for that couch. We were engaged in sin when her mum burst in, and she stopped to say, "Hello, Stephen, you bastard!" And with her shout, Stephen slipped right out. Now it is drying over you, drying over you, when your mum said hello. He'd only one stroke to go, and now it's drying, 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 drying. Your mum's interjection was your contraception, for it's drying, 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 it's drying. Hit a real big note, mate. Drying over you. Thank you so much, Hobart. Have a great night. Bye.
Tasmania's own Novak and Good sensitively recreates some of your Broadway favourites on one action-packed CD. Sentimental favourites like...
Don't cry for me, Caroline. The truth is, there's fuck all left there.
And who could forget...
How you going to keep them in Ravenswood after they've seen them all? How you going to keep them away from George Street doing fuck all but starting a brawl?
Then there's that wonderful old favourite...
Keep
free. Remember me to Roger Lee. Speaking of remembering, can you remember?
Hooray for Ledgerwood. Without their cheeses, they're Novak and Good. Start crunchy goes round. Start bailing that hay. Start feeding hormone pills to chooks to make them play. If we've got GMO, Llewellyn wouldn't know it's up to us. Your place,
It's Novak and Good on Broadway, out now.
Well, the All-Australian male is a decent kind of bloke, and if he took up rowing, he'd have a winning stroke. What we learnt when we were nippers, no matter what the weather, the only way to get ahead was for us to pull together.
We don't want to be a failure, so we're pulling for Australia. Our politicians show us what to do. So let us be like them, stand behind our dear PM, and we will help him pull Australia through. Australia's multicultural with every kind of race. The colours, creeds and customs add flavour to our place. Italians, Greeks and Germans, we have the lot to thank. If Pommies do not pull their weight, then let them try a yank. We don't want to be a failure, so we're pulling for Australia. Our politicians show us what to do. So let us be like them, stand behind our dear PM, and we will help him pull Australia through.
We are a race of sportsmen, the best right here are bred. And when we train, we don't push up, we do pull-ups instead. And as a race of lovers, we beat all those in sight. Sophisticated, suave and cool, and we're always polite.
We don't want to be a failure, so we're pulling for Australia. Our politicians show us what to do. So let us be like them, stand behind our dear PM, and we will help him pull Australia through. This is the lucky country, and if blokes like you and me pulled as one, we'd be the cream of society. The average Aussie worker can own, if he's no fool, a brick veneer, a motor car and have a swimming pool. We don't want to be a failure, so we're pulling for Australia. Our politicians show us what to do. So let us be like them, stand behind our dear PM, and we will help him pull Australia through.
The solution to our problem will come out if you are clever. We're never gonna make a stand unless we pull together. So all you politicians, make your stand, it's not too late to get both houses in as one and have a mass debate.
Ooh, we don't want to be a failure, so we're pulling for Australia. Our politicians show us what to do. So let us be like them, stand behind our dear PM, and we will help him pull Australia through. 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 It's Friday night, I feel alright, in fact I'm feeling cool. I've got my pay, I'm on my way to play a game of pool. Well, in this game there is one aim, that's hit the cue ball straight. With B right neck you'll pop that black B, all elusivate. I love to stand my stick in hand, pocketing my balls. It's sink or swim, I am the key of the 8-ball holes, you beauty of the 8-ball holes.
And if your ball just will not fall, regardless of your pushing, just do your best, try not to rest your balls against that cushion.
And if I see that you beat me, it's time I took a grip and put some chalk upon the cork that I have on my tip. I love to stand my stick in hand, pocketing my swim, I am the king of the 8-ball holes, you beauty of the 8-ball holes. Rangers bold weren't anybody's fool, and it is said a bloke called Ned invented Kelly Pool. And if they tried apartheid in the billiard halls, it really would be no good, cause they have coloured balls. I love to stand my stick in hand, pocketing my balls. It's sink or swim,